Now they should be able to hear me. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. If I had a fucking quid for everything that's gone wrong, I'd have half the fucking net worth of Sharia. It's fucking ridiculous, mate. So, the internet went down. The game glitched. Wouldn't let me back. Wouldn't let me load into the lobby the first time. It wouldn't let me back in. My can of Monster that I bought specifically for today, I went through the whole of the day today and resisted drinking that Monster. I resisted drinking a Monster, the nicest flavour as well, just so I could save it for tonight. Gone. Not fucking happy. Anyway, let's not have the lap data on because we aren't El fucking Bozo Jacko. What are we doing here? What button does what? I don't know, because I don't have my fucking controller to do it with, do I? Fucking hell, I don't even know. How do I switch between cars? F5 and F6? Nope, that's camera mode. Down, enter, shift, shift. Who knows? I don't even know why that screen goes black every time I hit it. I can't use my keyboard shortcuts because then I'll jump over to other people, onto other screens in the stream. Okay, F2 a few times. F7 and F8, that makes sense. Not. Bro, F8 is the button I use to clip stuff with metal. Are you serious? There's another thing to add to the list. Quit metal. Metal is safely quitting. I don't care how safely you quit, because I haven't saved anything on you. Just fuck off. That is my good stuff. Genuinely. Man, see, I don't even want to drink a beer. I'm not even given any choice, because I want to drink not a beer, and I can't. No joke. 128.3. What's in our provisional poll? The man that we're on board with now, though, Ryan Woods, he is up on his side. He wants to put himself on poll. How dare he? Is the screen black? Why is the screen black? Oh my... I want to have a bath with a toaster. Why are you doing this to me, man? What did I do? Let's fade. Scene. No. Man, I had this set up already, bro. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me, guys. Thanks, Lusky, for letting me know. I'm glad I actually decided to have a look and pay attention. Well, we're looking at the old constructor standings. Awesome, thanks. Thanks, Streamlabs. Gankum on Hull. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's capture any full screen application. I think capture specific window. Okay, window F123. Match title. Otherwise, same window type. Transparency. Close. I mean, that should be working. Did it work? It should be working. I saw it work when I had fucking tabbed. It's showing up on the screen on Streamlabs. It's not showing up on the actual stream. Look, please. Okay, now I don't exist. Oh my goodness me, it's Jova. Okay, why is the cam not appearing? That's the one thing on the whole thing I didn't fucking change. Yeah. This is what I mean, guys. Everything is being a cunt tonight, and I don't understand why. As soon as I deleted that source, for a split second it popped up with my face in the corner of the screen. Before it then went ahead and deleted itself. Let's pray to the non-existent Lord that this fucking works now. Thank fucking Christ. Voice is quiet compared to game volume. Okay, well, we'll try. Do the best I can. It is 3 AM, so that's one of those things. I did just get something to drink. Where's it gone? This is going to make the situation worse because I'm thirsty and I wanted my Monster because I'm tired and now I don't have my Monster and I'm going to be more thirsty because I'm forced to drink something that I don't even want to be drinking, but I have to drink it, otherwise I've got nothing else to drink. Swear to God. Yeah, thanks Dusty. Wish I was happy to see me. Fucking hell. Fucking shit pint that like. Anyway, in other news, let's laugh at May and how fucking pathetic my life is. Look over the top of my shoulder. Oh, advanced. Yep, play it in the resolution that I fucking told you to play it in, you fucking cunt. Alright. That's an F1 rig. So, my room is so small. That is my F1 rig, and that's where it lives when I'm not racing. On my bed. When I go to bed, it comes down on the floor, but there's no space on the floor, so I can't actually walk around anywhere. It just sits there on the floor, and then I get out of bed in the morning, I step on the tiny bit of floor that I have left that isn't occupied by the rig, and then I lift the rig back up with all my mighty strength, and place it back on top of the bed again. And that's my petty little existence. A-Dub's retired from the session. That's crazy. He's only been doing that for 2 seasons. Honestly, you only get one of those days when nothing works. I'm hoping that day is the Wednesday, because it is today now for me, Thursday. I don't have a shit rest of the day. I've got to work tonight. Though I will sleep for the entirety of the morning and most of the afternoon, because let's go. Sloth Gang. I'm fucking pissed about that Monster though. Mate, I was looking forward to that Monster so much. Words can't even like explain. And I had it. I don't know where I had it, but I had it somewhere. Fucking hell, Lusky. Right, that's it. That's the best you're getting. Don't care. The only thing they did right in the entirety of the F1 franchise is making it fucking look pretty, and we're not even looking at it at the moment. I can't slag the game off anymore because it's good. Scornsey anyway, he's nearly 2 cents up. I have to get Shelley on here, he can do the complaining, even though he's sat in P8 at the moment. Got myself a ruby ale here that I don't even want to be drinking, because I'd much rather be having my Monster. I was very excited to have. But there you go. Beautiful ruby colour. which you probably couldn't see without me using the torch. Doesn't taste anywhere near as nice as a monster. I do. Oh, fuck off. I do apologise for the slightly dejected qualifying. It's not been the best of days. Anyway, Ryan Rods is on a hot lap, it would seem. Running out nice and wide there, and then getting the car turned back in, and perfect line through there as well, using a little bit of curb but not too much on the exit, get the power down as soon as you hit the apex there on that inside of that corner. He's got a lot of time to find though if he wants to beat that man No Jug who has backed off of his lap. He's just gone past him, so that's not how you're going to improve. He doesn't invalidate, but I think he's going to have lost so much time with that oversteer that it wouldn't have mattered. Does improve slightly, but nowhere near enough. Sconti has already finished his lap. Dace, Calirob, Cynical, Shelley, they all have. Everybody has VTEX chill in the pits, as is NLR No Jug now, so... Oh, God, it's hot, man. I'm going to take my hoodie off. It's not even hot compared to what it was. It was really hot the other day. Now it's just sort of comfortable, but I decided to put on a hoodie because it's my new hoodie. And then yeah, it's all gone down the drain because now it is actually kind of hot. My window is closed as well because the neighbours are making all sorts of noises. Also because of hay fever. Why does the fastest graphic have to fucking load? Come on. Come on. That ain't my specs causing that, bro. Come on, sort your shit out. Anyway, No Jug on pole, Ryan Rod's P2. No Jug on pole? What a shock, you might say. And if you were a person that might be saying that, then you haven't watched a single one of any Coleslaw Cup races. Sconti P3 with Caliber P4 and All-American 234, but the Canadian takes pole position with Lansley P6 behind them, and he's just behind the one who shall not be mentioned, the Flying Fish himself, who seems to be able to actually drive on this game without bidding it immediately. Cynical, Shelley, Adub and Bacon round out the top 10, with VTEC just vibing there with a new flag because he feels like it. Fair enough, mate. Mark of Kenya looking ass. One day I'm going to find out where that fucking monster went. It's not on my windowsill, is it? I've already looked there, haven't I? Vad is jag? Fattar inte för allt. It'll appear when I don't need it. Today started off so well also. Fucking... I got up early. I woke up at 5:30 this morning. 5:30 in the morning. That is mental. And I took the dogs out for a walk. And I'd walked them and I'd been back by 7. And then I went to Greg's and I got myself a sausage roll and a steak bake. And I came back. And at 11 o'clock I put the cricket on. And I sat in my chair watching the cricket. And I ate a steak slice and a sausage roll. And it was heavenly. And then England decided to not show up in the cricket, and to be absolutely shocking. I don't know what that bowling was. It wasn't baseball. Wasn't what I expected to see when I woke up this morning. Turgid it was. Absolutely turgid. And they had the lunch break, so I got myself some crumpets for the lunch break, and after the lunch break I consumed said crumpets whilst watching the second half of the cricket. And it didn't really get much better, really. They brought Rowe on, who did a bit better, to be fair. But then Ben Stokes started bowling, and it was just, oh god, it started off atrociously. It was about, the first 3 bowls, there were about 2 no bowls. I mean, yeah. I put £4 on England to lead after the first innings, and I cashed out at £1.50. But I've bored you more than you would have already been bored by this, and now it's over. So congratulations, now 2 minutes has only felt like 4. 2 is a smaller number than 4, therefore profit. I've extended your life by 2 perceivable minutes. Talking about perceptions, I perceive that No Jug is the favourite for this race, but he does have Ryan Watts just behind him and Scornsy just behind him. Scornsy, the ex-GSR man, who of course Ryan Watts is currently a part of said organisation, but Scornsy came to the light and decided to ditch the cringe crew in favour of a cringier crew, but cringe in a cool way. And by cool we mean only cool to the cringe people within it. Man, I could have been an astronaut or something. Anyway. P4, Cali Rob. What's he doing? Brooklyn Robert. I don't know. I did remember. How did I did figure out how to change the camera angles because I did it by accident. It doesn't tell me. Okay, it's F6, so I really just need one hand to do that. That's what she said. Okay. No jokes there. Alright. When you don't want to drink beer, it just tastes like piss. So I thought the cricket was turgid. Call me maybe, he gets disqualified. Call you to the steward's office maybe, you buffoon. Should be Coleslaw disqualified. I'll not make any comments so that I still get paid. Bang! 5 red lights. And away we go. Let's hop on board with No Jug if I can figure out how on earth this thing works, and then we'll hop back to Ryan Rods and all the way to Cali Rob, who gets a good view of the car on his inside as well as Scornsy ahead. Ryan Rod's P2, the front three holding position off the start, but Dace makes up the position down the inside to overtake Cali Rob. Here comes Dace now. He can't look to make a move. Scornsy wants to make a move around the outside of Ryan Rods, but he's going to run out of road, and Dace looks to get the up and under. Can't quite pull it off though. Bacon has lost a couple of spots there in P11. But doesn't lose the spot to VTEC. So, you know, he's got that going for him. I'm struggling to work out these controls. Lanzi and Calibob fighting away though. Calibob seems to get the better of it for now, but Lanzi's going to have the switch back. And takes a slightly better line. A little bit of lag involved as well. We'll watch on board from Cynical as Lanzi swoops down the inside, takes that position, a Max Verstappen-esque move from the Dutchman. Talking about Max Verstappen, Scornsy will be wanting to barge his way past the car ahead. That is Ryan Rods. Can't really read the comments because of course the comment section on my phone isn't working. I've been hit with an EMP. I think is the only logical explanation. No Jug, of course, getting the fastest lap of the race on the first lap. He's already begun to disappear from Ryan Rods. Scornsy pulls to the inside. Late on the brakes, but so is Ryan Rods, and Scornsy was behind at the DRS line, although that makes a difference on lap 2 anyway. Does well to not lose the car there though, because it can be difficult to get the power down out of that corner and to the inside. He goes on Ryan Rods, and they've got Dace right behind them looking to pounce on any mistake. And will there be a mistake from either driver here? Still side by side. Ryan Rods is going to be able to sweep around the outside, which turns to the inside though. There might be a switch back there for Scornsy if he decides to take it. He does not. Dace takes a really nice wide line looking to get the exit, but he doesn't quite get the exit that he needs. Scornsy gets away slightly better and maybe looks to the inside of Ryan Rods, but thinks better of it. We've got Ellie in the chat shouting out Scornsy, I'm rooting for him as always, and she might have something to cheer for soon as Scornsy is tucked up right behind Ryan Rod's getting a little bit loose there. This could be Scornsy's chance to strike. Starts wide, tucks underneath, looking to make any sort of move on that Alpine. He may just want to wait until lap 3 to get the DRS as well though, because No Jug is beginning to disappear into the distance and Ryan Rods will not have the DRS to defend himself with. Further behind, Lanzi watches on from behind the back of Daces Williams, and here goes Scornsy now, looking to make that move on Ryan Rods. To the inside he goes, uses the overspeed from the slipstream, and past he goes. Ryan Rods can look to possibly switch back this, but I think Scornsy's gotten this. And yet it does look like Scornsy has disappeared into the distance with a better exit out of turn 2. Not sure exactly what that McLaren was doing there in the distance. That was a VTEC. Yeah, well, you know what? He is the Loco one, I shall say. I've just realised I'm not changing cars, I'm just spamming change the camera angle. I'd say it might be better if I used my right hand, but that would be a massive "that's what she said." And we know I never fall for those. Though I was talking about VTEC, he actually looks like he might make a move soon. And as I say that, he gets a bad exit, so I'm just going to shut the fuck up. Let's watch Dace. That's always funny. God, I want a monster, man. I'm not happy about this situation, I've got to tell you. I am at a loss to describe the situation. No Jug is at a loss to describe Scornsy's pace, because Scornsy is gaining on him and Ryan Rods is keeping really close behind the back of Scornsy as well, so perhaps this race is not over quite yet. Bacon and VTEC fighting away. I think we have just enough of a gap at the front that we can go and watch this. It's Bacon versus Electric Blade, and we do have yellow flags. That's for the Mercedes of Knuckles. Damn Canadians, am I right, Lusky? Always having their fires and causing the air quality in Wisconsin to go down the drain. Shaking my damn head. Alfa Romeo Civil War, and Lanzi's featuring. Man, these bent ass headphones. They are starting to, like, genuinely hurt. 3-second time penalty for Bacon. That's not a good way to get his race started, and Calibob has Cynical for company. Anyway, Scornsy has gotten the DRS here on No Jug, so No Jug is not getting the easy race that he might have dreamed of. He's going to have Scornsy and Ryan Rods all over the back of him, and Dace not too far behind. Ryan Rods does tap the back of Scornsy there. I thought it was getting close. Luckily, they both get away without calamity, and actually Ryan Rods probably came off the worst of the two of them there. And Lanzi's made some sort of mistake because he's ended up behind Calibob now. Though I'm sure he wants to make a move and get back past ahead of the Alfa Romeo driver as soon as possible. That being said, he's not exactly close. Talking about not exactly close, we've got Ryan Rods who's not exactly close to the back of Scornsy. That was a top, that was 10 out of 10 transition. Man, I should work for Microsoft, just make PowerPoint transitions because I'm that smooth. It's unbelievable really. Oh, I just put that everywhere. I don't even know if I want to have Where's my monster, man? Gotta say, I'm not enjoying that Hobgoblin Ruby. It's not doing it for me. Tell you what's doing it for Scornsy though, the DRS. He's going to have it again here, less than half a second behind No Jug, and this could be Scornsy's chance to make the move. To the inside he goes. No Jug is going to defend around the outside, which will turn to the inside for the second corner, but Scornsy should have the DRS. Yet again, this is let Ryan Mods close in a little though, and they're going to be side by side going on the straight, but Ryan Mods has to tuck back in behind Scornsy, who himself isn't able to make a move quite yet down the inside of No Jug, though if he gets a good one out of this corner, perhaps he could look to challenge, but no, he's going to be too far behind, and Dace is not too far behind to be involved in this little battle now. Only those 4 cars within a second of each other at the front of the field, with Callyweb a little while behind and Lancy lagging behind him. What can Scavney do on the back of Bacon? Well, suppose he can do that. We witnessed something. I'm not exactly sure what it was that we just witnessed, but it was something. It was an event that occurred in our reality of this universe. I think that's all we need to say, and I think the less said about it, the better, really. Anyway, here's Dace, talking about things you don't really want to talk about. Nope, he's falling behind, but I'll tell you who isn't falling behind. Scornsy! Staunch defense there from No Jug, who forces him to the inside to make a little bit of contact, but Ryan Mods is there to push Scornsy forward on the exit, who then gives No Jug a tap. No Jug well off into the wall. But let's go back to this, and Scornsy's lost a couple places there actually to Ryan Mods and to Dace, and what on earth have I just witnessed? Goodness gracious me. Rest in pieces, No Jug. Elbozo, NLR no hose, had NLR no grip on those tyres, and he got biffed by Chad Scornsy. Biffed! Caution in Sector 1 as No Jug loses even more spots for the culture. Oh, he's all the way down to last now, I don't know exactly what he's doing. Ryan Mods though, getting a little bit loose actually. No, that was Dace. Yeah, because Scornsy is now down to 3rd. Ugh. That's one way to break the toe. Super aggressive there from Ryan Mods, pulling right the way to the inside down the straight, but Dace is calm enough and doesn't panic. Scornsy with the oversteer there though, he's going to lose time to the cars ahead, but Dace isn't going to lose any time because past he goes comfortably with the DRS. Very powerful here, as it is a incredibly power sensitive circuit. Caution as we have yellow flags for Solarized to a span coming out of the final corner. Alex Albon style, but slightly less cool and with less style and with less damage. Bacon all the way down to P13. He's not having a great race, and Ryan Mods is sticking behind Dace as No Jug retires in the pits. He's had enough. I'm worried if I go and have a nosy in the Discord of what's going on, then I don't know if it'll cut the stream off to you guys. But it's tempting. It's tempting. It was tempting, and now the game won't come back on. I made the wrong choice. Okay, we're back. Nothing has been said as of yet, which I mean isn't a surprise considering it happened like 20 seconds ago. But here's the chance for Scornsy. Well, There we are, Ryan's made that very easy for him. He forgot that there was a corner there. There is a corner there, Ryan, actually. I think you'll see it on your track map. But I mean, an easy mistake to make. Scornsy, though, he doesn't want to make any more mistakes after losing that couple of spots with the entanglement with no jug. He wants to regain the first position that he took ever so briefly a couple of laps ago. Dace standing firm in P1 though for now, Bacon retiring after what has been an absolutely turgid race. Shelley is P9 doing nothing particularly interesting. Sounds about right. Definitely sensing the presence of a little bit of lag. Though my internet did go down about half an hour before the race, so I'm not going to go out and say that it's anybody other than my own fault, even though it's most likely to do with the server, or whatever, the lobby, I should say. And good move there by Scornsy, but it's still ongoing with Dace on the inside. Scornsy leaves the track there. Possible report for Dace because he had to leave the track there to get that move done. I'm sure Dace will take the DRS though on the next straight. Don't know exactly why he's staying out of the DRS, the slipstream, sorry, for the time being. Gets a nice early upshift, a nice short shift to get to the exit, but doesn't end up getting the exit that he really needs, and Scornsy pulls away from him down this straight. Scornsy obviously without the DRS, Dace with it, but it still takes Dace to the very end of the straight to catch up, and down the inside he goes in the braking zone. We've got some mist going on there as well. It's almost like we're in downtown Indianapolis after those Canadian fires. It's smoky, 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 and Dace has the DRS. Not what Scornsy would like to see. Dace down the inside, Scornsy on the outside. Scornsy may get forced wide here if he tries to hold this one in, but he does try to hold it in. And they are still going to be ever so slightly side by side, but I think Dace has that one done nice and clean. Yes, he does. Let's hit 8. Go have a look at Shelley. Still ahead of Electric Blade. I'm not sure he was ahead of Electric Blade prior to this. I don't really care because there's more important stuff going on right now. I know, more important than Shelley. I am shocked. But it's Scornsy all over the back of Dace. And right behind him, there's GSR Ryanrods who's looking to get active, so a lot to watch out for. And Calibob is still within a second, and Lanzi is a couple seconds behind him if these guys tangle up and get into some sort of issues. And yeah, Scornsy is just all over the back of Dace. Though he will not want to make a move just yet with the DRS detection point coming up. They both lifted off there. Dace wanted the DRS and Scornsy was wise to it. But that helped Ryanrods stay nice and close, and we might want to watch from Ryanrods' perspective here because he is going to have the benefit of a slipstream for much longer than these guys ahead will. And he might make it 3 wide here. Yes, he does. They have to be very careful. Ryanrods locks the rears and then taps the back of Scornsy, but that just seems to give him a boost in the traction zone, and they're going to be neck and neck as they leave this next corner. Scornsy right up behind Dace, but Dace has the DRS, and that's going to be enough for Dace to keep that P1 spot, but this has allowed Calibob to close right up on the back of them. I swear, this bloody button changes the way it moves around every time. Don't quite get why it's so dusty. I mean, we are in a desert, I suppose, but Dusty's not even racing, he's in the chat, so that's a rather strange one. Old, musty, dusty, crusty, lusky himself. And again, Scornsy does not want to be ahead as they go past the DRS detection line. He'd much rather have the benefit of the open front wing down this main straight. And he does get it. to the outside he goes, but he should have that move done. He doesn't though. Dace is still there on the inside. I bet Dace probably got the DRS from that as well. He tucks back in underneath. Scornsy struggles a little bit with traction, and that's the DRS open for Dace. He moves to the inside. This is his chance to make a move to re-overtake Scornsy into turn 4. Scornsy on the outside, trying to hold it in there, but it's not going to be enough, and Dace does sweep by to reclaim that position, and Ryan Mods looks like he wants to get interested. Ouchie, No Jug, is that all you got to say for yourself? Come on, call people out, let's go. Let's have some drama. Fight, fight, fight. Ryan Mods, Scornsy, sorry, right up behind Dace. The McLaren span, I think that's Slayerized again, but Scornsy is still there on the inside of Dace, which will turn to the outside for this next corner. Both of them able to keep it flat, and Scornsy just keeps within the lines, though he's juttering around a little bit. Just an incident in the race for No Jug. Ryan Mods is interested in making a big move here, but Dace is not having it. Oh my goodness me, he's just, yeah, he's got the DRS as well, so he should just disappear. Ryan Mods into the pits. That will probably set off a little bit of a chain reaction of other people coming into the pits as well. Scornsy versus Calirob. Will there be another incident in the race? Not quite. Both of them with a DRS as well, courtesy of Dace. But what I'm really interested in is Ryan Mods. Where will he come out? If he has clean air, which it looks like he mostly does. Call Me Maybe, which is Scornsy's teammate, out just ahead of him. And yeah, we learned that No Jug had rear wing damage, which is why he retired, because the car, he says, was essentially undrivable. And I get that, the rear wing damage can be an absolute nightmare. Scornsy all over the back of Calirob, though I think Ryan Mods is going to jump the both of them. Scornsy getting the power down early, but he does have Calirob right ahead of him. Dace perhaps has a chance at staying out ahead of Ryan Mods, but I honestly don't think it's going to happen. I think Ryan Mods is going to inherit a race lead. Though we don't even know if these guys will all pit. I'd assume they would. I'm sure mediums can go further than 13 laps, and yeah, those guys agree. I think Ryan Mods is definitely going to be ahead of all of them, but if Ryan Mods doesn't quite have the same strength of tyre, then he could find himself being chased down. Scornsy is down the inside of Calirob, and Calirob is trying to fight this one back. They're going to be side by side as they head to the S's, and I hate trying to use a pissing keyboard. Calirob looks to try and make the move back around the outside. He can't do it, and Scornsy is going to inherit P2 there. Happy days as far as he's concerned. Peter DRH picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That's a bozo move, must admit. Ryan Mods already on the back of Call Me Maybe, who may slow him down a little bit. Call Me Maybe, or will he be calling him some names instead of Me Maybe after this race? Let's hope not. So Ryan Mods makes that move. And there we are, into the pits goes Scornsy. I think he's doomed to come out behind Ryan Mods. Don't think that will be too close. yeah, Ryanrod's pretty comfortably out ahead as well, I think, because you've got to look at the overspeed that you have down that straight. Yeah, not even close. Scornsy just gets to watch Ryanrod's turning into the corner as he comes out of the pits. Ada making his way past Electric Blade. Electric Blade might want to come back at him, but Ada does have the DRS. Oh, I'm going to transition away from the camera at this point. Sorry guys. Not like you were really enjoying seeing me anyway, but I'm okay without it for now. Lanzi up into P7 with a 3-second time penalty though. Not what he would like to see, but that's even more significant is that Scornsy has one as well, and he swapped it right behind Coleman maybe, but again he wants the DRS. But that introduces a 5-second gap now between him and his rival Ryanrod's, who has just set the fastest lap of the race on hard tyres. If Scornsy was ever going to set one in return, it would be this one. Started the lap with the DRS as well. Doesn't have it for the second helping, of course, but his teammate does. What's Ada up to? He has the DRS. He's right behind Electric Blade, but not right behind enough. He is unable to make any significant gains. Lanzi in P7 though, he's all over the back of Colmy. Maybe he wants to make up a position. Colmy maybe does not want him to, but Colmy maybe may not have a choice. Staces into the pits. Calibob is going to lead this race for the time being. Lanzi being the wily old fox there and lifting off. Ryanrod's clearly jumping Dace. Lanzi with one hell of a slipstream on Com. Maybe he's able to fly straight past his adversary. Seems like the undercut was pretty powerful. Sorry, considering two players were able to pit on 2 different laps and achieve a very strong result. But brilliantly well timed by GSR Ryanrod's there to predict when that crossover period would be between the mediums and I suppose the hards, because that's what he's gone on to. Finally, Calibob is into the pits, and Dason Scornsy as well as Ryanrod's will all jump ahead of him. Even Shelley and Cynical to P7 and P8 respectively now as VTEC. Also decides to pit. Cullen maybe comes out just behind Calirob, but Calirob on those fresh tyres. It should be Jova for Colby maybe in his pursuit of Calirob. 11 laps await us here at Bahrain track. Kia International Circuit or something like that. Closest battle on track is the battle for P10 with A-Dub behind VTEC. He does not quite have the closeness he would need to VTEC in order to make a move, and Shelley is in P7. Courtney maybe finally dips into the pit. Coleslaw and Scamney jumping ahead of him among other names further up the field. It's really starting to space out a bit here now. Not too much to talk you through. The only gap that's below a second was Knuckles in P15 close enough to P14, though that is fluctuating between not a second and a second. But I remember Christmas a few years ago where my biggest responsibility was making sure that everybody had water in SimCity. God damn it, bro. VTEC in P9, he might be responsible for taking P8 away from Electric Blade, though not if Electric Blade can help it. Less than a second separating those two drivers as I furiously tap at the wrong keys on my keyboard. And there we go, VTEC gets his way past Electric Blade by going down the inside. His ERS light flashing though, so maybe, just maybe, Electric Blade could be the one to save me. No, he's could be the one to re-overtake VTEC here with the DRS, but he doesn't have as much ERS in reserve as he'd want to either. Less than a second separate P9 and P8 as Electric Blade tries to maintain a less than 1 second gap to the car ahead of him. This DRS zone should help him pull back the gap, though he will need to nail the next few corners. Anzi though finds himself under pressure from Calirob, who is already ahead of him if he were to take penalties into account. So Calirob a net P4. And to the inside goes Calirob on fake Max. Because it's Lanzi, and wide he goes. Tries to regain the position. Can't do it. fake Max loses out to Calirob, who is fake Calirob, who is actually Brooklyn Robert. This is the thing these days. You don't really know who's who. Never trust anyone. Apart from me. Trust me. Trust me. Hey, can I interest you guys in investing? I pinky promise it's not a scheme. Talking about scheming, Scornsy's trying to scheme of a way to get past Reinrods, and it involves not going for the move at that final corner when he can try and hang on and make the move down the straight with the DRS. It's tucked right up in the slipstream and round to the outside he goes. May need to tuck back in with the old up and under here, and he does so. DRS wide open now for Scornsy. Manzi and Calirob swapping positions, though Scornsy can't quite gain enough. Cynical and Shelley swapping positions. Shelley might want to try and retake that position though with the DRS and the ERS now down this straight, though he isn't burning the ERS, he has the slipstream and the DRS. That's enough for him to send that move down the inside. Cynical on his outside though just has too much pace for Shelley to match, and can conserve that momentum around the outside. Scornsy though has a chance to attack Reinrods, and he almost takes it this time. I think again he is waiting to, he's preferring to wait until the next straight in order to do so, but will Calirob do the same? Man, I got so confused with who anybody was there. I need to go back to Scornsy now. Goodness me. VTech does make his way past Shelley the Tone. See, you walk and you still win the race. The hare just walked over and he took. Took Reinrods by surprise. Scornsy. Wants to use all the chess analogies he can to take Reinrods by surprise. Lights flashing for Reinrods, who has Scornsy just behind him. He pulls to the inside, and down the inside he goes on the Alpine. But look, Dace is there looking to maybe make a switch back and try and take a place for himself. It doesn't look like Scornsy's got the best exit there, and Dace uses that extra momentum to sneak it down the inside. Scornsy though, he goes to the outside, and we've got a 3 wide moment for the time being. Dace takes a little tap there on the inside, and that seems to have slowed down Reinrods' momentum as well, but Scornsy can't quite capitalise on it to make his way past. We have yellow flags ahead as well. That's for a lapped car. It's a Haas. I think it's Peter DRH. Still, Reinrods' battery continues to flash, and Dace goes in all sorts of hot there. And that's just Dace not knowing how to drive, because it's Dace. He better not retain that position. Dace, you fucking get off the racing line now and you let this cunt pass. You naughty fucking bastard. Unbelievable, Jeff. Scornsey wants to make the move on Dace after Dace very rudely made his way past. And Dace doesn't have the DRS to defend with here. Dace shouldn't really be defending with anything at the moment, to be honest, and I'm rather disappointed that he is. Scornsey makes his way past regardless. Cynical is behind Shelley still, but not close enough behind him to try and make a move. Dace all over the back of Scornsey. Scavney and Adub battling away. Adub manages to sneak his car past Scavney, who then looks to reclaim that position if he can into the next corner, but he can't, and even though Adub doesn't have much ERS, Scavney doesn't either. Nobody near the front has much ERS to play with either as we approach lap 26 of 25. And Scavney and Adub still going at it. Though Scavney will have to contend with Adub down the main straight. The top two positions remain unchanged as they make it through Sector 1. Adub taking a lot more curve than Scavney, as he did on the approach to Sector 2 as well, and it's really allowing him to keep up the speed throughout the entirety of the corner, and with the DRS he can make the move down the inside. Yellow flag for the McLaren of Slayrized, who has spun yet again. Scornsey tucked up right behind Ryan Rods. Though of course we've seen a common theme that nobody wants to really make a move into that final corner because you're just going to get blitzed by the DRS on the next straight, and that's what Scornsey intends to do here to Ryan Rods, who is low on ERS as well. Tucked up in the slipstream and down the inside he goes, and P2 turns to P1 as the inside turns to the outside for Scornsey. Lovely move there through that set of corners, though we had it mostly done by the time he hit the apex of T1. Ryan Rods though is close behind him in pursuit, but not close enough, and talking about not close enough, Dace is not close enough to be impacting this battle. He may be settling for P3, not because he wants to, but because he has to. As is the way of life. Scavney and Adub though continue to work their hardest to make the last few laps of this race edge of your seat viewing. DRS open for Adub as he makes the move around the outside of Scavney, who will be able to send this one back down the inside, and does. Adub gets a slightly better exit, but then Scavney makes up for it midway through the traction phase, and he manages to get that move done over Adub. Here comes Ryan Rods again. That theme continuing, nobody wants to make the move that early. Here comes Ryan Rods and now on Scornsey. Tucked up in the slipstream on the outside of the track and then dives over to the inside to brake heavily, and there's not much Scornsey can really do about that, at least not for the time being. It depends who has the DRS here as well. And it's actually going to be Scornsey who has the DRS, so he is going to make that position up, and Dace is actually going to threaten to take a position away from Ryan Rods. I am trying my hardest not to spout nonsense, but I'm getting a little bit delirious. And oh no. Ado and Scavney sitting in a tree, Fighting, fighting like crazy bastards, trapped in a grow bag. Dace in P3, tucked up behind Ryan Rods as well, both of them with the DRS, courtesy of Scornsey and Aston Martin. We have a spin there from Scavney, who has taken a rather large L. There he is. He's vetted it, but didn't keep it out of the barrier. That's a shame. I was watching him. Anyway, Knuckles with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:31.4, so he takes something home with him. You know, I mean, you come home from a busy day of arson, and you want to get some while you relax, you know. So I'm sure he'll take that. Both of these guys fighting away. Dace and Ryan Rods, they'll both have the DRS down the next straight. Dace swooping around the outside, but that does also allow Ryan Rods to get the slipstream, but I don't think it's going to be enough with the fact that both of them have DRS. And it is not enough, and this is the final lap. Dace and Ryan Rods. The battle for P2 is going to come down to this one final straight here. This is the last big overtaking opportunity before turn 1, and obviously we won't make it as far as turn 1 on this lap. Peter finally passes Scavney, who was in P16 and crashed out over half a lap ago. And down the inside it goes. Ryan Rods bumps Dace out of the way, and this could be it. Dace needs to deploy absolutely everything here. He's been completely mugged off by Ryan Rods. He needs to send this one down the inside. Don't go to the outside, it won't work. Oh, I mean, Scornsey's going to take the win, and Ryan Rods is going to take P2, followed by Dace in P3, who jumps up ahead of Scornsey into P2 because of the penalties. So really that was the fight for the win, which I would have noticed if I was awake. But I mean, how much experience in league racing do you need to see that going to the outside there is not going to work? I mean, I've not raced for a full game cycle, and I was yelling it as loud as I could yell it at 4 AM in the morning. Shelley will take P7, that's Kyob and VTech making up the time between those two, and then Cynical Electric Blade. Lanzi DNF? What? Okay, I think that's a glitch. I think he was like P6 or something. A-Dub, and then Call Me Maybe, Shuri Coleslaw, Slayer Eyes, and Knuckles rounding off the grid. And normally I'd like to talk to you guys for a bit, but I just don't feel very well, and I need to go. Thank you all for watching.